I want to try something a little bit different today and invite responses in the comment section just to see where opinions are at generally. I've been obviously looking around the media this week and I've seen a few articles on major outlets about JJ Gabriel training with the first team. I looked yesterday on Google Trends and he was trending, and obviously he's gone and scored twice today, and it's only going to snowball from here. Obviously news is news. You have a 14-year-old lad playing for and scoring for United's under-18s while training with the first team. That's news in anyone's book, obviously. You've also got Kai Rooney coming on today and scoring. You've got JC Carrick, captain in the under-16s on tour in Hong Kong, and obviously with their familial links, they're unavoidably in the news as well. You know, it's a fact of football life. I'm the same. You know, whenever I spoke to someone at the academy, you would just feel compelled to ask them, right, who's next? Because United have got such a great tradition of bringing through young talents. You always kind of want to know who's coming up on the rails, who should I keep an eye on, who's likely to be the next big thing, which, no one can say that with 100% confidence, but it's still nice to know, and you do have to fight yourself not to ask a lot of the time. I should probably get in a disclaimer early on. This isn't a commentary on society and say, oh, no one's got any patience these days. Everybody wants everything yesterday. It's a human nature thing. You know, if you go back 70 years, Bobby Charlton, the day he made his debut for United at age 18, I can't remember the exact wording, but the headline in the Evening Chronicle was along the lines of "at last" or "finally." You know, because there'd been such a buzz over him since he arrived at 14, and he was only making his debut at 18. So impatience and looking for the next big thing has always been there in football. It's just part of the game. Obviously, the lads that I've name checked already that are in the academy today are very talented, super talented, as are their teammates. But this is the thing, is that they're 14 and 15. Something about seeing JJ's name on Google Trends or seeing a BBC feature on Carrick and Rooney Jr., it just doesn't sit right with me 100%. And I guess I'm asking, am I being oversensitive? You know, am I just old man shouts at cloud or whatever? Let me know. The closer they get to the spotlight, the better for them. And, the more people they'll have backing them. But also the more people they'll have shooting them down on social media or yelling stuff in the street, the more people they'll have trying to attach themselves to them, because the reflected glory of even being on the outskirts, the periphery of a player's inner circle these days is huge. In mitigation, what I do find very heartening is, one, United's academy staff know what they're doing. Always have, always will, you would think. But fundamentally, in the under-18s, now you've got Darren Fletcher, who is absolutely the right guy to be handling those careers, because he can relate in a way that almost no one can. Fletcher was a really highly rated young player. Obviously went on to have a great career at United, won everything that he could. But it would have started even sooner. Sir Alex tried to put him in for his debut at 15 on the final day of the season at Aston Villa, I think, 99-2000. And the Premier League stopped it because he was under 16 and the rules wouldn't allow it. So Fletcher's someone who has been a top young talent, pushing for early first team inclusion, but he's also seen every pitfall on the journey. He had some horrendous injury concerns in his teens. He was in and out of the team when he finally did make it up to senior level. And also, and this as an aside, it's really not touched upon as much as it could be or should be, he battled colitis. He overcame colitis to be able to play again in the Premier League, which is beyond, that is superhuman. And like I said, I don't think that gets spoken about enough. But the main point remains, that he's been there and done it and seen it and lived it. So he is perfect to be in charge of lads at that stage in their careers. He can shield them when they need shielding. He can push them when they need pushing. He just knows it. As I go over it in my own mind, I think my position is people should absolutely be excited by these young talents, but be excited but enjoy them for what they are, not what they could be. They're young kids with great potential playing in youth teams. Some will go all the way. I'm sure you had people in La Masia downplaying the talents of Yamal and Messi just for their own sake, but ultimately, when it's top talents like that, top generational talents like that, they outgrow the shackles and you can't hold them back anymore. And you just have to let them go. That's when you can start imagining. We're not there yet. Like I say, 14 and 15, and ethically, morally, there's a duty of care, I think, from the fan base as well, to just keep it calm as we can about these guys. Anyone that comes through, just don't build them up too much. So many young players get tipped for greatness without ever achieving it, and that's not a United thing, or not just a United thing. That's a football thing. Take Ben Woodburn at Liverpool, for example. He, not to pick on him, but he became Liverpool's youngest goal scorer just after his 17th birthday back in 2016, I think it was. He plays for Salford City now. I think he made 11 appearances in total for Liverpool. More power to him. He's a professional footballer. He's, that is an incredible achievement in anyone's life. Fair play to him. But given all the hype that came beforehand, he will undoubtedly be dogged by the question in some quarters, what happened? Well, football happened, life happened. You get injuries, you get setbacks on the pitch, off the pitch. You get signings that come in. You might come through in a position where the first team's already overstocked anyway, and you just don't get your chance. And then time passes, and then a move falls through elsewhere, and it just doesn't work out. That happens. There's too many variables to make wild assumptions. Oh, this kid is definitely going to the top. I'm not trying to be a killjoy. I'm not saying don't get excited. God, we need to be excited. We need excitement around the place. I'm not saying don't enjoy watching them play. I'm saying, in my opinion, we need to keep a lid on the hype, because too much hype builds too much pressure, and too much pressure inhibits development, or can inhibit development. If we can manage the hype, and we can manage the pressure, then that gives them a better chance of realising their full potential. It's all symbiotic. Then, when they're ready for the first team, and when the first team is ready to absorb them, then they can take the next steps, and we can see where it goes. But that's just my thoughts anyway. I'm really genuinely keen to see what people think about this. So if you can let me know in the comments, that'd be great.